Here we are in the 1st of February, and it is the return of the light. Because if you notice that the dynamic of the 1st of February, things start to get lighter in the morning, a little lighter in the evening, and the angle of the sun begins to change. And in fact, you are in the first early stages of spring. Starting to happen now. So, and you are also right in a new moon. And so, if you understand that and you understand the opportunity that's available to you, it's a dynamic for starting new projects, for thinking new thoughts, for deciding that you engage your imagination in a future that, what shall we say, is filled with love and filled with happiness and filled with connection and filled with safety and security. And, it's a matter of, we've been talking about for the past few months about the timeline shifts and the timeline changes that have been occurring, and the timeline energy has certainly did happen right before the two plane crashes. And so, if you understand that there has been a dividing of energy, and the question remains, and then we're going to continue to ask this question for another couple of weeks, which side of the paradigm did you wind up on? Did you wind up on the positive side of the reality where things in your world are, even though they may be challenging, they are coming to a conclusion or coming to an answer that winds up being positive in the longer run, in the complexity of the dynamics of reality? Because don't think that that things are going to be simple, especially you folks that have, what shall we say, a greater intuitive knowledge. You are in the dynamics of reality. You're going to be faced with situations where you are going to be asked for choices to be made. And it's in the results of those choices are going to be what leads you into the next chapters of your life. Because what is happening right now is everything is being rewritten. Anything in the dynamics of the old paradigm, they certainly, especially if you put a lot of energy into manifesting a certain dynamic of energy, you're going to probably manifest that energy, but it's going to be quickly followed up by a dynamic of an "are you sure?" Basically because the energies right now are not, they're almost, one energy injects itself into the dynamics of your world, but you can't, world seeks to have a dynamic, universe seeks to have a dynamic of balance. And so you've got one dynamic over here where everything seems to be beautiful and hunky-dory, and then you have the shock of another reality over here that says, no, horror and danger and negativity and war and not the dynamic of not enough. And so you have these, and these two different energies are coalescing. And so the question really becomes for each of you in a very personal way, where do you wish to wind up in this dynamic? If you know that really the answer is to go toward the love, is to go toward the positive, is to go for that dynamic of that connection, that dynamic of caring, that dynamic of compassion for yourself and for others. If you can begin to do that as a natural habit, as a natural movement, then your lives will become easier and easier. The thing is to try to, there's a difference between complexity and complication, right? Complexity, your soul thrives on complexity. Your soul loves to have situations that have many different possibilities in it, and then you make your choices to make one or more of those possibilities real. That's a dynamic of active reality creation. That is a dynamic where you're not leaving it up to the whims of the universe, that you have desires, that you have needs. You have to understand that even if you don't realize that your reality, the manifestations in your reality are following your desire. And so, whatever you spend your time and energy on with emotional desire, with emotional connection, that is what you are reflecting in your reality if you are willing to look at things objectively.